Alright, so we did a nice little flight. We've come from Geneva. I'm on that sim, but I don't think anyone cares. I'm hoping there's going to be something to see up ahead, because this should be Courcheval in France. Got some very lovely glaciated mountains behind us there on the left. We just sort of flew up through the Chamonix Valley, so you can just about see probably Mont Blanc behind there. I'm trying to now find the airport. I think that is Courcheval village itself, down there, just underneath the right front bit of the nose. And Maribel is on the right over there, so that does all seem to check out. So that's just a case of actually trying to make some visual contact with the airport at Courcheval. So I do need to descend now, so I'm going to set 1000 on the manifold pressure, because that's the descent setting, because it needs to keep the engine warm. Otherwise, if you go idle descent, the engine cools down too quickly, and that's not good for it. So obviously, you know, this plane is very important to me, that this computer simulator doesn't degrade over time from misuse. So we're going to start descending down. I've got about, just trying to keep a speed. I think I can see Courcheval now. That is very clearly Courcheval on the left. I'm just wondering which part of it is actually the airport, because it's all under snow now, so a little bit trickier to see. Although I think there it is on the left. I can just about see that there. Yeah, you can see the strip starting to make it, so I'm going to point the plane towards it and try and get the speed to a kind of appropriate approach speed. We don't actually need to be losing too much altitude, and that is the crazy thing about Courcheval. I've been flying this in at the ceiling of the aircraft's performance capabilities, so just only now descending below 10,000 feet. You can see the airport up ahead, so that's very much a case of just trying to line up with the runway, and remembering it has some ridiculous slope that I'm obviously going to have to account for. Really hoping that is it, otherwise this is going to go badly. That definitely is it. I think it's covered in snow as well, so that's not good. I'm going to just reduce the speed a bit now. Put flaps 1 in now. We're going to go flaps 2 landing, because it's landing flaps normally set like that. There's 100 knots, and we'll put some about 17 on the manifold pressure for an approach. But we need to lose some altitude, so I'm going to go for 10 still. It's a VFR flight, short runway but massive uphill slope, so I'm not going to go for flaps 3. That's something I would do at somewhere like St Bart's in the Caribbean with a nosedive over the hill on final. That is a little bit more. You do need to lose a bit of speed quite quickly there, so just try and trim the aircraft up. Try and get it to about 70 knot approach speed. So you can see this is where the airport should be. Let's just check everything's on. We've got the fuel pump on, all the lights are on, that's good. So 70 knots there. I don't think the runway is actually going to ever be visible properly. It's just going to have to kind of land on the snow and hope. But this is definitely Courcheval. I'm aiming for the bottom of the runway, not the middle. There's a ski slope up here. There we go. Nice. And I need a bit of power to actually get over the hill. Obviously start rolling backwards down it, which is also not ideal. No, we don't want to take off again. Actually needs quite a bit of whack to get it over here. What a view. Right, set the aircraft, get it all set up. So avionic master switch off first, because the vibrations of cutting off the engine can actually damage those things. And I'm going to turn the magnetos off, propeller off, mixture off, nav lights off. There's the vibrations. Generation, bat, fuel pump off. Just turn everything off, basically. And the fuel cut off here. And we can open the canopy. Wunderbar. And now we go skiing. I hope. Lockdown in Austria, but I can still go skiing. Fantastic.